Hello, everyone. This game was sent to me by Macadat, my little brother. He plays really well on chess.com, although he doesn't play very frequently, but he does. He is more of a blitz player, and I must say, he does quite the job. Um, Macadat is playing with the white pieces, and so the game starts with e4, which is pretty common for him to play. E5, 3 normal, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, h6. They usually play this to prevent knight to g5, but that isn't a possible move because queen just captures. So you could actually develop your other knight to f6, and then if they play something like d3, then it would make more sense to play this kind of move. But I guess actually if you do play knight f6, they can move their knight there because the queen's blocking. So I guess that makes sense. But I do feel like this is more of a passive move, but I completely do understand it. Knight c3. Okay, now knight f6, d3. This is a pretty generic Italian game. As you can see here, this position has probably been reached over 1,000,000 times. Queen e7. Usually the bishop goes there. And we have the following position, castles. Everyone's playing pretty decent so far. Taking, that's fine, honestly. It's okay. I feel like also backing up the bishop would have been nice, but this is completely fine too. Yeah, that's a reasonable move, jumping the center and trying to go for the fork there. Black could probably castle maybe, but I do think that the bishop on a7 would be extremely weak. Okay, so he does castle. And so he plays his very aggressive move, c4, very aggressive, trying to open up the center and trying to go for some attacks. I don't know if taking the pawn would have been a thing. Well, I think so. You just have to take with the bishop, and you should be fine. So I guess that was a free pawn there, but I do like how aggressively White's trying to play. Okay, now he plays a6, noticing that the pawn is probably hanging. So now he goes back and develops his bishop finally. They both have attacking chances since they both castled opposite directions. So I do think that this is a very good chance for both of them to try to execute their attacks. It just depends on who does their attack first and which is probably better. Okay, I was actually anticipating this move for b5 and then b4 then b5, which makes sense. So yes, moves the knight backwards. I'm actually probably to play f5. As you can see, they're both trying to get their pieces out of the way and let their pawns lead the attack. b5, b4, sorry. Just what I was anticipating. Oh wow, okay. Now I have this very strong move, g5. As you can see, they're both trying to attack each other since they're opposite sides. Oh wow, that's actually a pretty slow move, but it's probably a pretty good move as well. I do think you could have immediately played b5, but I do think that this is also a slow improving move, and it should still be fine. After your opponent plays g4, I think you'll still be fine. You just have to move your knight to the right square. Okay, so he plays g4. Puts his knight in the only good square, actually probably the best move. It is actually the best move. Here, as you see, black is trying really hard to attack white. Macadat keeps pushing through, pushes his pawn. Definitely going for a very strong attack here. Now that his rook is in the game, he can easily line up the queen and rook whenever he wants, and definitely be getting ready to attack. Yes, take with the knight is actually very accurate, because if you take with the pawn, you're just closing up the files back, so taking with the knight or even with the rook is way more accurate. Okay, now you see, keeps attacking. I do think white's attack is stronger. White attack has more pieces and pawns. I feel like black's attack is going a little bit slow. Like, if black did try to do pawn breaks, black could easily just close everything up. Like, for example, G3. You could just play H3, and if it takes, you're fine. You could just take with the bishop. And if H3, you could just play G3, and you should be fine, honestly. White's attack is much more strong. Very nice move played by Makadat. Definitely going for checkmate. And if not checkmate, definitely some scary threats. So this is a very nice move. You're getting the queen, and you're getting ready to attack your opponent. You're preparing various checks and move possibilities. G3, like I said, you could just play H3 and you're good. Okay, so yes, you can actually just go for this check as well. I think blocking with the right knight is very important in this position. If you block with the knight on C6, you get smother mated. And if, that's why you have to block with the other knight, so that you don't get smother mated. Yes, great work. And now, you could actually maybe... Well, you could still do the knight check. You'd still be good because you're opening up the rook and you're forcing trade. But it does look like black does have some sort of escape square there. Takes the pawn. I don't think that's a good move. I think you should keep going for the attack. But I guess I see what you're going for. Like, if anything, play H3. You don't have to take... I don't really like this move. I think H3 would be better. Or even knight H7 check. Those are way more accurate moves. But we have the following position. Takes back. And now he pushes. Okay, that's fun, I guess. Now he's running his king away, as you can see. Sacrifices his knight. Whoa. So he sacrifices his knight, attacking the queen and actually trapping the king. The king takes, there's checkmate on on B7 with the queen. You have to take out the queen. So very well spotted sacrifice by Makadat here. He takes with not much option. His queen was kind of trapped, and it did look like his knight was his king was very under pressure and under attack. I don't know if he knew it was checkmate, but as you can see, we have following move. So I really am proud of that sacrifice Makadat made. I'm going to see if it was a brilliant move. Oh, it wasn't. Well, it definitely should have been a brilliant move.